Spurgeon here with RevZilla to talk to you about the Tirox SnapJack, available at RevZilla.com. So this little guy is someone that I discovered out of necessity. Now the intended use for this is for those of you out there on a sport bike or an adventure bike that doesn't have a center stand and you need to lift that rear wheel off the ground for chain maintenance. This is the product for you. It comes in around the $50 price point, and it simply allows you to pull a pin, snap this up underneath the rear swing arm, and get that rear wheel off the ground so you can easily clean the chain. Now, the way that I discovered this was I am currently testing a KTM 1090 Adventure R, and I needed something that in an emergency situation I could get the front or the rear wheel off the ground in order to change a tire in the event of a flat. Now, Tirox is very clear. This is really only designed to be used for cleaning the rear chain. This is not designed to be used to lift the front wheel off the ground. However, I found that in an emergency situation, I was able to do that in order to change a flat tire. But again, that is not the recommended use from Tirox. So really what you're looking at here is a simple product that on our BSD comes out in a 0 out of 3 on our beard scale of difficulty for how you need to use this. You can think of this as something like maybe a mustache on our beard scale of difficulty, in the fact that it's going to be very simple to use, and we'll hit as far as installation at the end, but right now let's just break down the very simple construction that you're getting with this product. Full steel construction, and you're going to see two different pivot points. You're going to have a pivot point at the top, which has a rubberized slider, and this basically moves underneath your swing arm as you put it up, and then you're going to have a pivot point at the main area here, and once the pin's out, you're going to notice that you do have this hinge system, and that's how you're going to get that rear subframe off the ground. Now, when we're talking about how easy this is to use, it's going to be as simple as a 1, 2, 3 step. The first thing you want to do is wrap your Velcro strap around the front brake lever, and then you want to place these two rubberized pads underneath the kickstand as well as the base of the SnapJack. Now these are really only designed for if you're using this on a slippery garage floor. If you're out on asphalt, or if you're out somewhere that is going to give you a little bit of extra grip, those aren't necessarily necessary. The one thing that's missing from here is that crushed up beer can, because I used this a couple times in some soft dirt, and you need a rock or some kind of a crushed up can to put the base underneath there to make sure the SnapJack doesn't sink into the earth. Now, before you go ahead and proceed to the third step, make sure any pinch bolts are loosened. So if you are removing any kind of a wheel on the rear, or if you're cleaning the chain and there's anything that needs to be loosened, make sure all the axles are loosened first. And like I said, I've used this in emergency situations to remove the front wheel as well. Just make sure that if you are doing that, there is a buddy system and you're not sitting anywhere underneath the bike. And again, Tirox doesn't recommend that. I just found that for me personally, I was able to use it in an emergency situation. Now the final step, that third step, is simply getting this off the ground. You're going to pull that top pin out. You're going to have that pivot system. The rubberized part sits underneath the swing arm, and the gnarled part at the base sits on the ground. You put it, you push it, and the bike comes off the ground. And again, that allows you to easily spin your rear chain. And this is going to be for those of you out there on adventure bikes or sport bikes where you simply don't have a center stand and you need a way to easily clean that chain. So you're not cleaning a length of it, pushing the bike, cleaning a length of it, pushing the bike, or you don't have a more expensive pit bull type stand in your garage. It's a simple product and it allows you to easily maintain your bike. And like I said, I found some alternate uses for it in emergency situations. Now the one thing this is not for is cruisers. So if you're out there on a bigger, heavier bike, this is not going to be a product you want to utilize with this. Like I said earlier, really it's going to be for that sport bike, sport touring, or adventure bike crowd. Now there's a lot of folks out there like myself that have found this to be a quite useful addition to our tool packs or our toolboxes. And if you want to hear more about what those folks have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that put a SnapJack through its paces. If you have more questions for one of our gear geeks, you can always reach out at 877-792-9455 or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Tirox SnapJack. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.